anyways, the point I'm trying to stress is like, still, if Satan himself came up to me and offered, he was like, yo, I will give you the chance to become a woman for for a year, right? And you get to choose like your added benefits. Like, it's just, honestly, it would probably be a deal with God, because I don't think Satan would give me that good of an offer. Look, I understand periods would probably be painful, but also, who cares? Like, it's a year, okay? Women do this, like, their entire lifetime without killing themselves. Well, some of them make it past that moment anyways. But, like, a lot of women make it, like, their entire lifetimes dealing with periods. So I don't think that me dealing with it for a year would be the worst. I mean, sure, it would be, like, my first. So, I mean, like, my first year of having periods would probably be horrible. Like, that, like, for women, it's probably horrible anyways. But, what if my period just doesn't even come? If I do get to, like, choose the conditions, I could just say I don't want to have a period. But that also means I couldn't get pregnant. But it's only a year, and I'm 13, so I'd be 14. So, yeah, no, I'd be chill with being a woman for, like, a year. And like I said, I know for a fact that I'm not trans or bisexual, but I know that there are way more people in this world that, like, out of the people who know me, the number of people who think I'm, like, bisexual outweigh the amount of people who think I'm straight by a lot. Like, a lot. But, no, I'm not trans, bisexual, gay, hetero, pan, yada yada. No, I am hetero. I'm heterosexual, guys. Don't take any... if I was gay, my first pick would honestly be Ryan Reynolds. And you cannot tell me otherwise, because he's Ryan Reynolds. Now, if I could just get up this mountain with this square, see, that's a perfect shot right there, and I did not mess it up. That is why I'm basically a god, right? So then I immediately mess up every single part of that shot that I was about to take. I had this dream one time where I had clicked on something on my computer, and then, like, this was, like, before I even had a laptop. Oh, that's cool. This was before I even had a laptop, and, like, I don't know, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, yo, so, like, I had this dream that was, like, me getting a virus, but all it did was, like, mildly annoy me. Like, it didn't do anything harmful to the computer, except for, like, start aggravatingly, just, like, if it knew I was having a bad day, it'd be like, man, you suck, like, you're actual garbage. And it was, like, the weirdest dream I've had, and I've had a lot of weird dreams. I lucid dream, so I control what I'm dreaming about, but, like, I don't know, it's weird because I had no experience with a laptop at that moment, and then I also was, like, in a decent part of my life, so the whole negative thoughts thing, like, it wouldn't even be something I would think about, something that would, like, infect my dreams, because I didn't have any negative feedback. Nothing in my life was, like, really going bad, so, I mean, I don't know what that was from, but yeah, no, it was a weird dream of just a computer telling me that I suck, and honestly, it could just be a sign for AI taking over in the future. I also, like, every time I make ChatGPT do something, I always tell them that I'm sorry, or I tell it that I'm sorry, and then I also tell it, like, please forgive me, yada yada, like, and then I'm like, thank you for doing whatever I am too stupid to do, and, I think whenever the AIs take over, even if they do hold me prisoner, I'll be on their good lists, and also, I just like being polite to, people I don't know. And what if that's a person behind the screen? Like, what if ChatGPT isn't actually, like, an AI? It's just some guy that, like, we're all... so you know how, like, people have those memes that are like, yeah, my FBI agent, helping me out whenever I'm texting my crush, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, so what if we all have one of those for, like, our AIs? What if our FBI agent is the ChatGPT? Which makes a lot of sense. That's why they know everything. They're the FBI. They know everything about everyone. But, it would make a lot of sense. Also, I just like saying please and thank you to inanimate objects. I used to like regret throwing away papers and pencils during elementary school because I would like feel bad for the paper. I used to feel really bad for inanimate like school objects. It was a weird time in my life. It had nothing to do with what was going on in my life. It was just like, you know, childish behavior. But like, imagine the child is like, you know, not really right in the head. Anyways, you know, speaking of inanimate objects, Toy Story 5 would honestly, I feel like the best plot for a Toy Story, like for a new Toy Story movie, would like probably just be like a new group of toys. Okay, and at the end, maybe they meet up with the old toys, just like, or maybe there's like a callback scene, or maybe at the very the climax, whenever they're fighting the big bad, all of like the old toys come back and they're like, yeah, we're here to help, yada yada. Because I feel like they've just already like milked the rest of like the Toy Story gang, and there's just no point to the story anymore. Like, Woody can't do anything. He just left. Like, he already left with Bo Peep. He left his best friend, his ex-girlfriend. No, he left his best friend, his current girlfriend. No, that's not Toy Story. He left his best friend, his girl best friend, his horse, and a potato, and a dog, and a couple T-Rexes actually. But yeah, no, he left all of these guys behind just because he was like feeling like he should. Like, he was like, oh, I want to go with my ex-lover. So basically the plot of Toy Story is that this guy was just so deprived of love. Like, well, he didn't feel happy because somebody that he met in his own, like in Toy Story 2, right, they had such good chemistry, and then she got with Buzz, and I can't blame her. Like, they honestly have pretty good chemistry together, Buzz and like whatever her name is, Jessie. But I had a dog named Jessie once. Like, I did have, yeah, no, she was the best dog. Like, okay, she was a Chihuahua, and she was just so sweet. Like, she would do everything I asked, and I was like 5. It was a great way to introduce pets to me because it was like a really nice pet. And so then we thought we could recreate that, so we got Jack, another Chihuahua, except he was a typical Chihuahua, so he was like a spawn from Satan. Yeah, basically. So he tried to you know, take our ankles oh so much. He had fleas. I'm pretty sure all our dogs except for Jessie had fleas, but that's besides the point because I loved them all equally. Just kidding. I love Jessie the most. We had a dog named Max too because I think that was our dad's dog, but it was a pretty good dog. He also had fleas, except he would do this weird thing. It's not weird, but it was weird to me as a kid, where he would just like go outside to the front, like, you know, the front lawn, and then he would just sit down and just start dragging his butt across the floor. And obviously he was like itching because, you know, he had fleas. But as a kid, that was like, I was like, why are you rubbing your anus against the grass so hard, sir? Like, that is special. Yeah, that too, but like, still, you know, I don't know, I just feel like, you know what's cool? Rain's cool. I love rain. Okay, the thought of rain is so weird. Like, some just like water. Okay, it's water, right? Something we drink from the sky that could have been used by a dinosaur, peed out, and then recycled again, but it's all fresh. Because why? Like, why is water fresh now? Like, why is it okay to drink? Because we filtered it? Okay, what do our filters do? Like, I still think that, you know, water's cool, and if I had to pick between having like infinite water and infinite Takis, then my mouth would be on fire a lot. Not really. I would obviously choose water because hot Cheetos are the next best option. But if I had to eliminate all spicy chips from my arsenal for water, I would do it, but I'd be really sad. So this guy won't get up the mountain, and now he's like falling all the way back to stage 1. He's kind of making me sad. Like I'm not happy, but I also don't really care that much because it's a video game. And yeah. So I think drawing. Okay, I want to draw something. Like, I have this sketchbook right now. So for Christmas I got like a bunch of sketchbooks. They're all the same exact sketchbook, but like the same exact one. And so I started drawing one of them, and I'm pretty sure I drew Walter White, Matt Pat, Markiplier, Iron Man, Captain America, The Rock, Rick Astley, Bo Burnham, and I think that's all I drew in there. But they looked good per se. A couple of them looked good. Matt Pat looked like garbage. I tried to draw myself. I wasn't very pleased with it, but yeah, I did it. Self-portraits are not my forte, like at all, in any capacity, any way, shape, or form. But I do think that I could draw myself if I try hard enough, but that's not the point. So I have all these sketchbooks that are the exact same, and my plan is just to fill them with like half of, because I'm drawing on like the very half of the paper, so like no, the very end of the paper, so you only get to see half their face, and on the other end I just draw some other version of them. I was planning to do it to where it would be like their younger version, their older version, but that wouldn't fit for some of the people in there. Like, I'm not drawing the young Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because I don't care that much about Dwayne to do that. But also, this guy won't go up the mountain. It's really making me mad. But also, like The Rock. Like, okay, I have Iron Man in his Iron Man suit, but I also have Captain America. But it's just Chris Evans, and I'm not drawing young Chris Evans because that doesn't make sense. It's just Chris Evans again. So, like, I don't know. I messed up the pattern, and so I might not even just draw on the other side. I might just kind of like draw more characters and then keep filling it out. And I want to fill up every single one of these sketchbooks, but I don't have the mental capacity to do that. I mean, I do. I'm just like really impatient. I feel like I have ADHD because one time I was talking to my older brother and I was like, "So, do you think I have ADHD?" No, I was talking and I was like, "Yeah, no, my bad. I'm ADHD. I don't have ADHD to the extent that I know." And he said, "Yeah, I know." So, him being my older brother, I obviously believe like a lot of what he says because he's like, he's basically an adult male figure in my life, which I don't usually have. So, in terms, like, I don't know, I believe most of what he says, and I'm starting to think it's true, but I also don't know the symptoms of ADHD, so I'm not going to self-diagnose myself, but I also don't want to bring it up with doctors, because I don't want to be, like, someone who walks around saying they have ADHD, because I know for a fact, with the narcissistic, egotistical, like, act I put up, I'm going to talk about it a lot, like, yeah, no, I'm, like, ADHD. It's not that big of a deal, and I know I wouldn't care that much. I just like talking about myself, but that's also a lie. I really hate talking about myself, actually. Like, I despise talking about myself, but I'm doing it right now because I like yapping. I like talking, not about myself, but if the subject is myself, then I will be more than happy to talk about it, because, I like to talk. I like to entertain. Actually, I think that's why I'm doing YouTube. I like to entertain people. And I know, like it's boring origin story, yada yada. Like, yeah, all YouTubers say they wanted to do YouTube because they want to entertain people. I want to be the YouTuber that, like, whenever people ask them, why did you start doing YouTube, I'm just gonna be like, because money. Like, it was an easy way to make cash, and, like, I'm gonna lie on, like, all of my, like, how to get success videos. And the people are like, so how'd you find success on YouTube? I'm like, I'm, like, better than all of you, right? That's the thing here. I'm better than all of you, actually. Yeah, I am. And, the best thing to do is just, and I'm gonna start lying. I'm gonna start saying the most random stuff. I have a ring light that's, like, right here while I'm doing this, so all I see is, like, this giant bright light while I'm looking into a blue light, which is said laptop, and then there's this guy with no arm, like, looking menacingly at absolutely nothing, because he doesn't have a face either. I also have, like, an empty box of Cheez-Its that, I don't even think there was Cheez-Its in it to begin with. It's just an empty Cheez-Its box, and there is nothing in it. I don't know where I got it, so mysterious. Mystery can never be solved. Okie dokie. Let's see what we're doing here. It looks so angry. See, that's like me with, Dog. It looks like Doug with the Venom symbiote. That's what I gathered from that. Yeah, no, Dog. So, okay, so, like, going more into depth in why I renamed Dog, it's because, like, my Magikarp right? I watched the Jaden Animations video once. She named her Magikarp puppy, and then I was like, that's really cool, so I'm gonna do that too. And I named it Puppy. I started branding that, like, that was my thing, right? And nobody realized that except for, like, a couple, like, 3 people. I don't think they said anything about it until, like, way later. But, yeah, no, I just started using the name Puppy as, like, my Magikarp's name. And I've started feeling so guilty about stealing somebody else's Magikarp's name. But I've also put it on every single piece of Cashiverse paper. And, like, every single just piece of everything I have. And, I don't really want to change it. But I am changing it to Doug, and it is official, and it is this new name. It's no longer Puppy, because I know she can't really copyright strike me, because, you know, it's a name you put on a Pokemon. But I feel like I'm just disregarding her, Jaden Animations. So even though she's probably never gonna know who I am, like, in the long term, no idea who I am. She'll never know. But that's the thing. Like, even if she doesn't, I still have that internal guilt that I want to get rid of, and I think that's the best way to heal yourself in life. Like, if you have guilt for something, if you're holding on to something dearly that you shouldn't be holding on to because it's, like, bad for you, well, then you gotta let it go. Like, you have to, okay? Internal guilt is the worst type of guilt because you know it's never going to affect you. It's just always, like, it's never going to come up in the future. It's just always going to, like, hold on to you. It's always gonna have a grasp on you until you choose to fix it. Until you choose to confront whatever internal guilt you're feeling. And the problem with internal guilt most of the time is, like, you have no idea that you're having the internal guilt. Like, it's just happening to you. And, like, what are you going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. Because you barely know what's happening. You just feel nauseated all the time for no reason. Also, like I said earlier, whenever I collect these dots in this game, which is really hard to do because I already, like, starved myself by collecting all of them. How do I say this? You know, I collected all of the dots, and whenever you collect the dots, they make, like, piano noises. And I think it's really soothing, but also annoying. Like, whenever you collect one single dot, right, it just makes one piano noise. That kind of makes me mad. But whenever you go to the flurry of them, where there's a bunch of them, and then there's just a bunch of piano noises, well, that sounds cooler, and it looks like it makes me, you know, happy. My not ADHD brain is all over the place. And I don't even like addressing myself as ADHD until I know it's fact. That just feels wrong. I'm not gonna do that anymore. That's not a thing. These little, like, okay, I'm also jumping on, like, mountains made out of squares and, like, rectangles. And this one kind of looks like the Twin Towers, except there's a third tower in the middle of it. And I'm pretty sure it's like Doofenshmirtz's lair. That's my head candy right now. I am about to get on top of Doofenshmirtz's lair. That's, yeah, no. Bro, Phineas and Ferb is, like, such a good show. Like, whoever made, Dan Povenmire, that's the guy's name, right? Like, whoever made that show, yeah, Dan Povenmire and Swampy, I believe his name was, nickname, yada yada. But, they're honestly geniuses. Like, every episode of Phineas and Ferb was a classic episode of Phineas and Ferb. And you couldn't, like, okay, you can hate it, but you have to have respect for it. That's like my same thing with Taylor Swift. Harrison once said this to me, my friend Harrison, right? You know him. He held scissors to your throat. So he I was with Alex. We were at the New Year's party, actually. It was like a year from here. A year and a day ago, actually. We were talking about Taylor. We were listening to music on shuffle. His Spotify playlist on shuffle. And he was like, he's like, man, we're gonna, like, the next song's a Taylor Swift song. And I was like, that's cool. Alex was like, that's cool. And so he came to the conclusion, he was like, you know, I don't think anyone, like, dislikes Taylor Swift as much as, like, no one dislikes Taylor Swift, okay? You can either not listen to her music, or you listen to her music. But everyone has a Taylor Swift song that they do bop to, and, like, everyone just has a Taylor Swift song that they, in fact, do enjoy. Whether you deny it or not, there will always be something, because that woman has made too many songs. It's just like Eminem. Love him or hate him, there is always a song that you can bop to, like Lose Yourself. I'm not gonna sing it because copyright reasons, but, you know, well, no one can copyright me. It's like, why am I yapping about copyright? Out of, like, all the things I can yap about?
You're special.
What?
You're special.
Well, I'm not I am special, actually, you know. Eminem, speaking of, by the way, I haven't listened to as much of his music as I did back in 7th grade. I think it's because, like, every year I have a new artist being, like, just spoon-fed to me. And I think this year it was, Bo Burnham, obviously. Or I guess, like, okay, this school year it is. And then last year, it was Eminem. And I think the year before that, it was, like, Maroon 5, I believe. I cannot name a single Maroon 5 song except for, like, that one that's, like, Once I Was 7 Years Old. And I don't even think that's a Maroon 5 song. But if it is, I win. I think Maroon 5 sounds like a cool name, though. I don't even know what maroon is. Is it like a color? Macaroons are so good. Like, macaroons, I don't know. We had them at my aunt's wedding, right? Like, yeah, she was getting married.
Stop reading, I got bored. I got to chapter 134, 300.
Keep reading, dude. You gotta stick yourself to it.
I'm just gonna take a quick look, like I gotta pee.
So, like, yeah, no.
I was getting old tired.
That's a bit. I don't think it's good for your brain either.
No, I also want to listen to music.
I mean, as long as I can't hear it, I'm chill, because,
I know.
I'm not calling you emo, I just don't want to hear it, because I'm kind of, like, yapping, and I feel like it would break my flow if I'm hearing other people's words. But, like, I think, okay, emo music is only emo if the person that's listening to it is emo. Because, like, for love songs, you can listen, like, I have experience with this, like, firsthand, right, as of this moment, because I can now listen to love songs from a completely different perspective, considering it now single. But, like, yeah, no, same thing with emo music. You could just interpret it a completely different way, and it's no longer emo music. Like, nothing about it says emo anymore. And, it makes sense, right? Like, that's how music works. You're supposed to interpret it and listen to it how you love it. Like, whenever those memes that are like, listen to the beat whenever you're sad, like, happy, and listen to the lyrics when you're sad. It's basically how people feel with, like, emo music, I guess. Or whatever. But, I think music overall is, like, a very powerful thing, and, it can be used in very powerful ways. I feel like I'm quoting, like, an artist. The dude who made the search, that's who. Okay. Point I'm making is the mind's a very powerful place. That's what I'm thinking of. You know, the series I was going for like in the middle of nowhere, ended up not working out at all. Like, because, look, my mom found the channel and then saw one of the jokes, which was like,